So Arsenal kick off their FA Cup 2019 campaign in some style. Unai Emery's first ever FA Cup game and Unai Emery's first ever FA Cup win. Arsenal have been victorious tonight on Blackpool's turf, beating Blackpool by 3-0. Welcome back to Analysing Arsenal. These are my thoughts and feelings to the game in the FA Cup third round as Blackpool hosted Arsenal. Now, the FA Cup in my eyes has always been a special cup. Obviously, you've seen on my channel, you've actually witnessed me seeing my team win the FA Cup in 2017, and in 2018 we had an absolute embarrassment losing the FA Cup and kind of getting absolutely rolled over by Nottingham Forest. You know, this time last January, Arsenal got absolutely ripped to pieces by Nottingham Forest, who also faced the FA Cup holders. It's quite weird that Nottingham Forest faced the FA Cup holders last year in the third round, and then this year in the third round they faced the current FA Cup holders, which were Chelsea. On this occasion, Chelsea actually have knocked out Nottingham Forest, something that we didn't do, you know, this time 12 months ago. But, you know, this is a big competition for Arsenal. You know, I keep saying that not only the main objective is to get back into the Champions League, but in addition, if we can win a trophy, that will also be great. Now, we've been kicked out of the Carabao Cup by Spurs. We've probably got a good chance to win the Europa League, but apart from that, we're not going to win the Premier League at all. So the FA Cup really is kind of our last chance, really, next to the Europa League, to win a piece of silverware. In Unai Emery's first season, it'll be so, you know, amazing, and what a great kind of stepping stone to win your first kind of trophy in your first season as a manager. You know, it's a really, really important thing to have. So, you know, we should be taking the FA Cup very, very seriously. We got quite a nice tie, yeah, away from home at Blackpool. Blackpool are a good side. We've actually faced them already this season. We faced them in the Carabao Cup and we beat them by 2-1 down at the Emirates. I believe that was in October time. It was just before we played Liverpool. So yeah, it was end of October. I think we actually played them on Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was Halloween anyway. So, you know, this is a big opportunity, and you know, it's interesting with the FA Cup that you can either play, you know, a mixture of youth and experience, or just play a complete kind of second team of inexperienced players, youngsters, youth players that are looking to break in to, you know, the kind of first team and kind of ones for the future. And for me, I would personally always put experienced players into that side. We've seen in the past, particularly from an Arsenal kind of standpoint, we've seen, you know, a whole kind of young, inexperienced team take the field and get absolutely ripped to fucking shreds. Yes, we're up against a Blackpool side that on paper we should really be beaten comfortably. But, you know, what is amazing about the FA Cup is that you can never predict, you know, you expect the unexpected in this tournament. You know, it is a cup final tie in every single FA Cup game. You know, you don't know who is going to win, you know, and it's a one-off. You know, you take fullback out of the equation, you take kind of, you know, stats and statistics out of the equation, you take kind of the two sets of players. It's whoever wants it more. So you can never ever fully kind of say, absolutely, yes, we're definitely going to get the win, because you don't know. You can't expect, you know, anything really in the FA Cup. And when you look at the side that Unai Emery picked out, he did have a little bit of kind of experience in the ranks. Obviously, Petr Cech, Kolasinac, Socrates, Lichtsteiner, Ramsey, but our front kind of four were all kind of youngsters. Iwobi, Willock, Maitland-Niles and Eddie Nketiah. And Nketiah has already showed in cup competitions just what he can do. You know, in October 2017 he scored those 2 goals en route to Arsenal's Carabao Cup final, and that was against Norwich in the Carabao Cup. I believe it was the 4th round maybe. So, you know, he has got goals for important goals. We're up against a Blackpool side that, you know, I actually was quite impressed with Blackpool. I was pretty kind of impressed with them in the opening kind of 20 to 25 minutes. And even when we went a goal up, I was still impressed that they looked dangerous at times. When they went forward, there was a couple of occasions, a couple of moments where I generally felt that they could break down Arsenal's defence. And obviously, you know, Arsenal's defence is all over the shop at the minute, and we do concede goals. It's great that we've kept a clean sheet tonight, because there are moments in that game where Blackpool could have easily scored. There was one chance where Lichtsteiner was marking, I believe it was, I think it was Delafonso. And Delafonso was just running down the left-hand side. Lichtsteiner was kind of marking him and just let him go, and he was quite a physical kind of winger, and he just got past him, you know, got into a really dangerous area, just cut through kind of Lichtsteiner, took him out of the equation, was 1-on-1 with Cech, and it took a really good save by Petr Cech to deny Blackpool the opening goal. Had Lichtsteiner, you know, not kind of, if he just put his foot out, he would have got that away. He found that had Petr Cech not been able to save that, we would have gone a goal down. But the first goal comes from a set piece. Aaron Ramsey with a really, really good free kick. Great kind of free kick at the edge of the box. Hit the post, went back, and Joe Willock headed the ball into the back of the net. Wasn't defended greatly by Blackpool. It was a good opportunity early on in the game, and it kind of relaxed us after what was quite a... not really a cagey first 10 minutes, but certainly Blackpool looked dangerous going forward, and we had a couple of decent chances. And Nketiah had an absolute golden opportunity, which he absolutely just kind of skied over. And he had two, in the first kind of 10 minutes, he had two golden opportunities, and both of those were absolute sitters, and they're both kind of chances that he missed. So we get the goal in the 11th minute, and then it kind of becomes a game which is kind of, you have a shot, we have a shot, Blackpool looked dangerous going forward, we had a couple of decent opportunities, and then we get the second goal through Willock again on 37 minutes, which again was a really, really good finish. It kind of broke the back line, passed across, and Nketiah kind of went for the shot. There was an argument that Alex Iwobi was it was a handball. Both of the second and third goals had a little error of controversy. They said it was apparent handball. Iwobi kind of... It did hit his hand, but it wasn't really like it wasn't an intentional kind of handball, and it didn't really make too much. Iwobi then passed it across to Eddie Nketiah, went for the shot, and then he kind of scuffed the shot. It fell back to Willock, who just passed it into the back of the net for two. And in the second half, we brought on Alexandre Lacazette. We kind of, again, it was a game where we had chances, they had chances. Wasn't really kind of any clear-cut chances. It was kind of a chess match in the second half. And then we get the goal for Alex Iwobi on 82 minutes to seal the game off. A lovely move. Iwobi just kind of slots it into the back of the net. And we get the win, 3-0. And when you look at the stats of the game, we had 15 shots. Only 6 on target, so we could have done a little bit better in the shots that we kind of had, and the chances that we kind of created. We didn't really, we weren't very accurate with those kind of shots. Blackpool had 11 shots, 4 on target. We had 60% of the ball, so all in all, we deserved the win. I say probably 3-0 probably flatters us a little bit. We did dominate for large parts, but 3-0 is a flattering scoreline, really. Blackpool did play well, and they are a very good, very kind of good side. I remember actually playing them in the Premier League when they were in the Premier League under Ian Holloway. That was about almost nearly a decade ago that they were in the Premier League, and they were an exciting team to watch. They are a great side, and it was a standard FA Cup third round tie. As I said, the scoreline flattered us, but we got the job done. We sail into the fourth round, and like I said, I hope Unai Emery takes this competition seriously, because it is a real chance for him to get a piece of silverware. Obviously, we've done better already in this FA Cup kind of tournament that we did last season. We were out at this stage this time last January, so kind of moving into the right direction. 2 games down in 2019, 2 wins and 3 goals kind of scored. 4 against Fulham, 3 against Blackpool here. Tonight we then move back into Premier League action. We've got West Ham next weekend. We've then got Chelsea, which is going to be a very, very interesting game. So, all in all, a good kind of result, good win in the end. A great kind of march into the fourth round, and I just hope that Unai Emery picks, just as well as giving the youth kind of youngsters a kind of chance to spread their wings and show Unai Emery what they can do. We do need experience into the team, particularly if we come up against kind of some tough teams, which does happen. And the FA Cup, it's the luck of the draw, really. It's all about kind of the kind of side that you match up against. If you get kind of Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, back after back, then it's a very, very different FA Cup. The draw favours you, and it's going to be interesting. I think Arsenal are going to be right up there for the FA Cup, depending on the teams that they draw. But we still are not great defensively. The great thing is that we've got kind of Bellerin's coming back, Monreal's coming back, Mustafi's coming back. So we're hopefully going to have a good defensive line. We're on the verge of signing Denis Suarez. We need defensive reinforcement, so what does Arsenal do? They go and sign a midfielder that I don't think we actually need, but there you go. So at the moment, apart from the Liverpool mauling, and obviously things are still not great, we're still not great defensively, but we're marching in the right direction, and it is another good win today going into the fourth round of the FA Cup, and I look forward to seeing who we're going to get in the fourth round of the FA Cup. So I'm going to leave Analyse and Arsenal there for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, chat if you're new around here, and check out my great content as well. And until next time, this is DJ Bagpuss signing out. Take care, and I shall see you all later. Take care, and I shall see you all very, very, very soon. Take care. See you next week. Bye bye.